Hi everyone! Welcome to my YouTube channel where you can find videos that will make math more fun and easy for you to become winner in numbers, winner in life. Hi! Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is ROWEL CARPIO, a math teacher and a coach, and I do math tutorial in my YouTube channel. If you have been to my channel before, welcome back. And if it is your first time to visit my channel, hit the subscribe button found below and hit the notification bell for you to be notified every time I upload new video. And if you think that the content of my YouTube channel is worth sharing with others, kindly share it with them and leave a comment on the comment section found below. Gracias! This time, let me shout out to the 2 viewers who answered correctly the exercises given on the video on how to perform the PEMDAS. They are the following: Mishaal Jivan Aboron and Clarence Rasul II. Once again, congratulations to the 2 of you for answering the exercises correctly. I hope that you will continue to support my channel by watching all my future videos. Thank you! In this video, I'm going to present how to divide fractions. So how do we divide fractions? Division of fractions is similar to division of whole numbers. For example, when we have 6 divided by 2 equals 3, we simply count how many groups of 2's can we get from 6. So, if we have 1/2 divided by 1/6, it is simply asking us to count how many groups of 1/6 can we get from 1/2. So let us do this using our illustrations. So let us say our 1 whole is divided into 2 equal parts and 1 part is shaded. So the shaded part is 1/2. So we are going to cut this 1/2 further into 1/6, and how many 1/6 can we get? So assuming that we cut the figure equally into 6 equal parts. So how many 1/6 do we get from this 1/2? So we get 1, 2, 3. So in other words, when we divide 1/2 divided by 1/6 will give us 3. Now, how do we solve this equation without our illustrations? We know for a fact that division is the opposite of multiplication. Now, instead of dividing, we can use multiplication. But we have to take the opposite also of our divisor, or what we call the reciprocal of the divisor. So, when we divide 1/2 divided by 1/6, it is also the same as 1/2 times 6 over 1. Since multiplication is the opposite of division, so we have also to take the opposite of our divisor, which is the reciprocal of the divisor. Now, what do we mean by the reciprocal? So, the product of a number and its reciprocal will give us 1. That's why the reciprocal of 1/6 is equal to 6 over 1, because when we multiply them will give us 1. So, in other words, that the product of a number and its reciprocal is 1. That's why the reciprocal of 1/6 is 6 over 1. So we just simply follow the rules in multiplying fractions. So we have to multiply the numerators. 1 times 6 will give us 6, and then 2 times 1 will give us 2. That is equivalent to 3. That's why 1/2 divided by 1/6 is equal to 3. Now, let us have another example. Example number 1. We have to divide 4/5 divided by 7 over 15. So, based from our discussions earlier that we can change our operation from division into multiplication and then get the reciprocal of 7 over 15. And the reciprocal of 7 over 15 is 15 over 7, because 7 over 15 times 15 over 7 will give us 1. We can multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators as well. So 4 times 15 will give us 60, and then 5 times 7 will give us 35, and 60 over 35 is not yet in the lowest term, so we have to reduce it by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 5, since 5 is the GCF of 60 and 35, to give us 12 over 7. The other way to do it also is to reduce first the fractions before multiplying. So in this case, since 5 and 15 can be reduced to lowest term by dividing these numbers by 5, so 5 divided by 5 will give us 1, and then 15 divided by 5 will give us 3. So 4 times 3 will give us 12, 1 times 7 will give us 7. So our answer is 12 over 7, or if you want to change it into mixed number, you may do so also. That is equivalent to 1 and 5 over 7. Now, let's have example number 2. In our example number 2, we have here a whole number divided by a fraction. So, the same process, we have to change our division sign into multiplication symbol. So, 6 times, and then get the reciprocal of our divisor. Our divisor is 2/3, so the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3 halves, because 2/3 times 3 halves is equivalent to 1. We know that a whole number is understood to have a denominator of 1, so we can place here a denominator of 1. So 6 times 3 will give us 18, and then 1 times 2 will give us 2. 18 halves, that is equivalent to 9. Or we can reduce first the fractions before we will multiply. So in this case, we can reduce 6 and 2. Both of these numbers can be divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. So 3 times 3 will give us 9. 1 times 1 will give us 1. So 9 over 1, that is equivalent to 9. So that's why when we divide, 6 divided by 2/3 will give us 9. Now let's have example number 3. So our example number 3 here, we have a fraction divided by a whole number. So following the rule in dividing fractions, we can change the division sign into multiplication symbol, and then get the reciprocal of our divisor, which is 2, and the reciprocal of 2 is 1/2, because 2 times 1/2 will give us 1. Following the rules in multiplying fractions, we have to multiply the numerators. 2 times 1 will give us 2, and then 5 times 2 will give us 10. That is equivalent to 1/5 in lowest term. Or we can also reduce first the fractions before we will multiply. So in this case, we can reduce 2 and 2. Both of these numbers can be divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2, 1. 2 divided by 2 will also give us 1. So 1 times 1 will give us 1. 5 times 1 will give us 5. That's why 2/5 divided by 2 will give us 1/5. Then let's proceed to example number 4. We have here a mixed number divided by a fraction. Before we can perform the operation, we have to rename first the mixed number into an improper fraction. So to rename this 3 and 1/4 into an improper fraction, we have to multiply our denominator 4 to our whole number 3. So 4 times 3 will give us 12, and then whatever is the product, we have to add that to our numerator 1. 12 plus 1 will give us 13, and then copy the denominator 4. So 3 and 1/4 is renamed into 13/4, and then we can change our division sign into multiplication symbol, and then get the reciprocal of our divisor. Our divisor is 3/8, and the reciprocal of 3/8 is 8/3. And then following the rule in multiplying fractions, we have to multiply our numerators. 13 times 8 to give us 104. And then to get the denominator, we can also multiply our denominators. 4 times 3 will give us 12. We can reduce 104 over 12 by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 4. 104 divided by 4 will will give us 26 over 3. Or in mixed number form, that is equivalent to 8 and 2/3. We can also solve this equation by reducing first the fractions before we will proceed to multiplication. So in this case, we can reduce the 8 and 4 by dividing both these numbers by 4. So 8 divided by 4 will give us 2. 4 divided by 4 will give us 1. So 13 times 2 will give us 26. 1 times 3 will give us 3, or that is equivalent to 8 and 2/3. And then finally, our example number 5. We have here a mixed number divided by a mixed number. So in this case, before we will perform the operation, we have to rename the mixed numbers into improper fractions. So let's begin with 5 and 7/12. 5 and 7/12 is equivalent to 67 over 12, because 12 times 5 will give us 60 plus 7, we have 67, and then copy the denominator 12, and then divided by 2 and 1/2, that is equivalent to 5 halves in improper fraction, because 2 times 2 will give us 4 plus 1 will give us 5, and then copy the denominator 2 to give us 5 halves. Now 67 over 12 divided by 5 halves, that is equivalent to 67 over 12 times 2 over 5, because the reciprocal of 5 halves is 2/5. Now, following the rules in multiplying fractions, we can multiply first the numerator. 67 times 2 will give us 134, and then 12 times 5 will give us 60. 134 over 60 can be reduced to lowest term by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2, since 2 is the GCF of 134 and 60. 134 divided by 2 will give us 67, and 60 divided by 2 will give us 30. So 67 over 30, we can also rename this into a mixed number that is equivalent to 2 and 7 over 30. We can also reduce first the fraction before we will multiply. We can reduce 12 and 2 by dividing these numbers by 2. So 2 divided by 2 will give us 1, and 12 divided by 2 will give us 6. So 67 times 1 will give us 67 over 6 times 5 will give us 30, or 2 and 7 over 30. So there you have it, how to divide fractions. I hope that you have learned and enjoyed watching this video. See you again in my next video. Thank you.